Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be trying out Valiant Hearts, The Great War. I've had this game for a while. I wanted to play it for a while. Truth, I don't know if this is a stream game or if this is something that I do off stream. But, yeah, we're going to try it. On stream. We'll see how it goes. We made it through Finding Paradise, right? I've heard that this game is sad and that it's a visual novel, right? Mostly. But I want to give it a try. Let me turn it down just a teensy bit here by like 10%. Actually, I should probably use the in-game. How's that? How's the music, chat? Is it too quiet or is it good? We just spent some time wrestling with, or is it too loud? It's picking up. It goes from like loud, it goes from like quiet to like yellow. We'll mess around with it. I was messing, this is an older game. This is from 2014. And I believe it's also made by like a indie. Okay, it says Ubisoft Montpellier is the dev. I don't know if I believe that. We were having some issues trying to get the game. I either had to pick full screen, and then if I alt-tabbed, it would break everything, or windowed, and windowed is not very pretty on mine. So I went and downloaded this thing on GitHub that Windows told me was a virus called No More Border, and I set it up. I opened it, and then I selected Valiant Hearts, The Great War, and it just worked. I'm running windowed borderless. And so why in the year of our Lord 2025 do I need an external program to make this work the way it works flawlessly? Some guy just put this on GitHub. Why, like, what are we doing? Why do I have to go to GitHub and download some exe to make this work the way that it does? What are we doing here? We got it working though, is the takeaway here. Shout out to No More Border on GitHub. Freely inspired by the events unfolding on the Western Front between 1914 and 1918.
1914. After the assassination of Prince Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire declares war on Russia. Because of established alliances, France is preparing for conflict. A few hours after the announcement of the general mobilization, German civilians living in France are asked to leave the country. Karl is one of them.
August 1st, 1914, Saint Mihiel, France. Sorry, that was my bad. I don't know why the T is on the side there. Several days later.
A few days after Karl was deported, the war was hungry for more and took away Emil as well. A heavy-hearted Emil was called up to fight and left the farm for San Miguel. Like so many others, he had no idea what fate had in store for him.
I might turn the audio up because this... I actually didn't know that it was voice acted. I'm glad that it is. So I might let the game do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Oh, we already got a bunch of stuff here. A bunch of lore. Lore drop? June 28th, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand assassinated in Sarajevo. And then things got real messy and caused everyone to declare war on each other. Barracks in the regiment. Battalions comprised of a battalion headquarters and 4 companies, a total of 1,007 men in all. Companies were composed of 4 platoons, in turn divided into 4 sections, each of 12 men commanded by an NCO. Britain was slow to mobilize on the Western Front. Half its army was overseas, and with a genuine fear of invasion, infantry divisions were held in reserve in Britain and not included in the British Expeditionary Force. While conscription only came into force in 1916, voluntary enlistment was initially overwhelming, with 750,000 men eager to show their patriotism. Railways. With the outbreak of war, each country was eager to dispatch its army in situ. In situ meaning in the original place. Each country was eager to dispatch its army in place as quickly as possible to gain the advantage. Railways were essential for mobilization and supply. By August 1914, British realized the importance of rail in the war effort and dispatched Royal Engineers to the front to build new lines. By 1917, 40,000 enlisted railway soldiers were working for the Royal Engineers in France and Flanders. The debacle of August 1914. In the early fighting, the German army made swift progress. After invading Belgium, they marched on Paris in late August. French troops retreated en masse, and units were outflanked and repelled, taken prisoner, or killed. The months of August to September 1914 marked the bloodiest period of the war, with over 180,000 French casualties alone. The French authorities described the debacle as an organized retreat. The war to win over public opinion had begun. So, okay, so there's actually a decent chunk of time here. End of June, we'll call it July. We'll call it from July. It took about a month. Actually, it took over a month here to get things rolling. August 3rd, Germany declares war on France. And over the course of under a month, then, they marched on Paris. How far inland is Paris? Kind of far. It's not like it's not sitting on the coast. but it's not sitting on the border, so they have to make, like, some progress. Games make me sad. Please play My Little Pony Magic Princess. Guys, I'll switch over. I'll switch over to a Hello Kitty Island adventure. But you guys do have to crowdfund it. You have to crowdfund Hello Kitty Island adventure. Are the 7 men just the average amount of stragglers that join in? I'm guessing these are some officers. I'm guessing these are officers. Or like leaders, commanders, some sort. Hello Kitty did unspeakable things to my family. Don't support her. Okay. I'll have to think on that. You know very little about World War I. I highly recommend... Well, okay. This series is like really actually incredibly long, so this does take like it takes a certain amount of dedication to get through, but World War I week by week is fantastic. Incredibly detailed. Documentary on the events leading up to, including, and after World War I. Okay, so we got some characters that I actually don't know if we've met yet. This is our main guy here. August 12th, 1914. I started training at the military camp today. I can't help thinking of Karl, who's probably doing the same in Germany. The declaration of war has created havoc. I hope Marie and the neighbors manage to finish the harvest in time. After Karl, it's Daddy's turn to leave. Why did they have to call him up? Wasn't it enough to expel my dear, sweet love from these lands? Why do they want to put Daddy in uniform? He's too old to fight. And now they've left me all alone with the harvest on the way and Victor to take care of. Feels strange to return to Germany. At least... How'd they pronounce that? Was this Emily? At least Emily can take care of Marie and Victor. Things should calm down in the months to come. It's all so meaningless. And I don't know if we've met these two yet. This is August 1st. The bells all over Paris started chiming at 4 p.m. this afternoon. It was eerie. Emile, okay. Somebody in the streets told me it was for the troop mobilization in case Germany declares war. I'll write to Father to find out what's going on in Belgium. At last! I can't wait to get fighting! Maybe it'll ease some of the pain I feel inside. You don't pronounce the last E in French, okay. Pelibot, that's really inappropriate right now. What did Pelibot just spammed? Pikmin Dumpy. Really inappropriate, but I guess it's... Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty, I don't know what the middle word is in the frat. I don't know why it's showing the prompt all the way over there. I mean, it's not the biggest deal. I have to go get a bugle? Grenades? I'm sorry, I'm a fake fan. I actually don't know what type of grenades these are.
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbors for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
At the train depot in Paris, trying to reach his regiment at Platform 21, Emile would meet the man he would soon fight alongside. The man who would come to be his truest friend.
August 14th for the... I couldn't read that in time. Don't you D-colon me? Those are officers. Bitch. That was not the answer. He didn't like that very much. Here, I have more though. Oh, I'm supposed to hand it to them. I think I'm supposed to hand it to him. What was, oops. I don't want hints. August 12th. So we were drafted. We were drafted because Germany is currently marching toward Paris right now. Britain did not start the draft until 1916. Wait, hang on. Here, I have wine. I have... You want this? Uh-oh. Change tab. He's French, but you are too, so you have no excuse. Wait, do you guys want this one? Oh, he likes the light wine or whatever. White wine. Wait, give me that. Oh, he's jamming. 10?
Thank you very much. I'm Freddy. Where are you from? Who are you listening? Bye. Good luck, my friend.
August 21st, 1914. Emil's regiment was sent to fight against the 71st German Division led by Baron von Dorf. The general cheer of the first hours dissipated into the fear of first combat.
Bataillon, en avant, au bas. Bataillon, vive la France!
Is this guy actually saying anything in French, or is it just gibberish? Uh-oh. Guys, I don't know about this one. Jesus Christ.
Miss Marie Chillon. Private Emile Chillon from the 150th Infantry Regiment was wounded by enemy fire on August 21st. He has been captured by the enemy. Hopefully, you shall receive news from him soon. Freddy, originally from America, enlisted voluntarily in the French forces at the start of the war. Behind his bravery hid a man already devastated by the war's effects. A man with one sole obsession: punish those who had destroyed his life. It was at the Battle of the Marne that Freddy finally picked up the trail of the regiment commanded by Baron von Dorf.
Okay, hang on. We're up to September 7th now. New lore dump. Americans in the French Army. 128 Americans enrolled in the French Army from the start of the conflict, mostly in Paris, including the poet Alan Seeger. The majority joined the Foreign Legion and took part in the Battle of the Marne. Others joined the Air Force, which later became the Lafayette Squadron. 24 gave their lives for France, including Alan Seeger. The media attention they received in the United States played a decisive role in their own country's decision to join the war 3 years later. The Battle of the Marne. Drawn up long before the war, the von Schlieffen Plan aimed at swiftly overrunning France via Belgium and northern France. After the August debacle, On September 6th, French troops turned to face German troops in the decisive Battle of the Marne and prevented the capture of Paris. The battle was the first time Franco-British forces managed to halt the German advance and thwart the main German battle plan. The front retreated northward and stabilized in December, when trench warfare began in earnest. Machine guns. What's wrong with that kid's face? Machine guns. The Great War demonstrated the technical progress of the age, symbolized by the machine gun. World War I devices could now shoot up to 200 bullets before requiring cooling, and were perfectly integrated into infantry attacks. German machine gun deployment on the front line gave them a vast superiority at the start of the conflict. Capture the flag. Flags were powerful symbols for each unit, and once captured became trophies. When overrun, soldiers took the time to hide or bury them before being taken prisoner. With the arrival of trench warfare, flags disappeared from the battlefield and only made an appearance at military ceremonies away from the front. Was I supposed to find 5 collectibles in the previous little segment? August 20th, 1914. We spent another day walking. We heard cannon fire for the first time today. I don't want to have to kill. I must stop thinking about it and I'll get some sleep. That letter gave me such a fright. Poor Daddy. He's been wounded and taken prisoner by the Germans. I don't know if he's seriously injured and if he's being taken well taken care of. I've been told prisoners are allowed to receive letters. I shall write to him tomorrow. Oh wow, they really hit that. I didn't mean to even grab that. Help, help. Let me up. Gold button from a French uniform. Guys, if you see collectibles, feel free to let me know, because I'm not gonna... I had no way in hell would I have found that if I didn't accidentally press A. The French Army's Horizon Blue Great Coat had gold buttons. The buttons, not to mention their distinctive red trousers, proved problematic on the battlefield, as they shone in the sun, making soldiers easy to spot by the enemy. Uh-oh! Bad nade. I'm going for it. Uh-oh. He just shot me through the wall. Come on. Come on, Doc. You can't tell me that's legal. Guys, don't laugh. I tried to melee him. Hang on, no, we're gonna figure this out. How hard could this be? There, we got him that time. Is that a hint? Is that what that is? A hint pigeon? And I'm gonna turn the sound effects down a little bit here.
Oh yeah!
I'm a hero? German cartridges. German 7.92mm Mauser cartridges. The diameter of German machine gun ammunition was standard, whether used in light Maschinengewehr or heavy schwere Maschinengewehr. The same diameter was used for the standard German Army issue Kar 98K rifle. Only the C96 pistol, used by officers, was of smaller caliber, 7.63mm. Go, go, go! Hang on, I know how to handle this. I just gotta get a grenade up there. I actually don't know how to handle this without getting shot. Embroidery. Household linen was precious, and it was often customized with embroidered initials. Contrary to received ideas, embroidery was not an exclusively female pursuit, and many POWs embroidered during captivity.
Thanks to support from British forces, the German plan failed. The front line moved back to the north, and with the arrival of winter, froze. Soldiers holed up amid a vast labyrinth of trenches and tunnels that would become the indelible image of the Great War. Karl's regiment retreated to the outskirts of Neuve-Chapelle, the same camp where Emile was being held prisoner.
March 10th, 1915, German camp. What's going on, Tommy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. "6 million prisoners of war. Between 1914 and 1918, over 6 million men were taken prisoner, including 1.2 million German and 200,000 British troops. Despite the 1907 Hague or Hague, what did we say this was? The Hague Convention and the efforts of the International Red Cross, prison conditions and forced labor proved harsh for conscripts, and hundreds of thousands never made it home. Letters. Letters remained the only real means of communication with the outside world. Radios and telephone were used only for military ends. All soldiers wrote to their loved ones back home. As war correspondence was free of charge, this created logistical and financial problems. 10 billion letters and postcards were sent to and from the front during the war. The early war postal system was chaotic, but then the front was then separated into sectors, each with its own postcode. The visit from the military postmaster was eagerly awaited. The Battle of Neuve-Chapelle. March 10th, 1915, British shells literally rained down on German forces. For the first time, the technique creeping barrage was used, a barrage where the fire of all units targets the same position for a period before advancing, one line at a time. The infantry's advance was synchronized at a safe distance behind this barrage, so the German lines could then be overrun. That day, 530 cannons fired over 216,000 shells. That is to say, one shell per weapon every 2 minutes. The Garwal rifles. In the early 20th century, Great Britain and France governed huge colonial empires and put them to use during the war. Indian troops were deployed by Britain in the Middle East as well as on the European front, and made an important contribution to the war effort. Many victories were achieved thanks to their bravery and discipline in combat. A monument commemorating their sacrifice stands in Neuve-Chapelle, France. Mud. Trench life was difficult. Soldiers were confronted with cold, rain, and mud. Dirty water meant that diseases such as dysentery, typhus, and cholera flourished. The depth of the mud also presented dangers, and soldiers sometimes drowned in shell holes or in the tunnels leading to the trenches. Explosives. Trench fortifications required the use of explosives. To penetrate enemy lines, long tunnels were dug under no man's land beneath enemy trenches, inside which explosives were placed. The English used cordite, a powerful explosive that could be detonated at a distance. Hang on, we actually have a minor tangent here. Well, what is... Okay, cordite. Is that how postal codes were invented? Is it? It doesn't necessarily say that that's how they were invented, but it doesn't say, it doesn't say that it's... I don't know. That's a good question. Cordite. What did I want to look up? World War I underground explosion. There is one absolutely insane. Where was it? The Battle of Messines? Messines? Yeah, so the British in particular, I can't speak for both. I can't speak as to how well all of the other nations did it, but the British in particular, I believe it was. Doug, can I get just like a real quick little... I don't really want to read all of this. Can I just like a real quick TLDR of this here? They dug this massive underground cavern beneath the German lines. And detonated enough explosives that it was heard. I remember reading that the explosion was heard, like, in England from France. $2 It took them 2 years. I'm getting this from history.com now. Commonly cited figure is 10,000 deaths from this explosion. But that also could be the total count for the 3-day battle. You talked about the massive train gun artillery? No, there was one particular event where the British dug out a huge underground tunneling system and detonated underground explosives that completely collapsed the German front. And it's one of the largest non-nuclear explosions like ever. Maybe seismic readings, but actual sound seems questionable. I'm also seeing that same article said that you could hear the artillery from London. You could hear, there's the artillery barrage you could hear from London. I don't know. I don't know how far sound travels over that distance. I don't know how realistic that is. Massive crater of 70 feet deep and 330 feet wide, still visible today. Definitely not that far. London's also very busy. It'd be hard to hear it from there. What if it was like on the coast? Is that still too far? It's close to the coast. Can I get from here, choose starting, let's say, where's London? That is over 150 miles. Sound falls off exponentially. Imagine a sphere being the intensity and it gets more stretched out. This is in perfect conditions, so there's also noise pollution. Could you hear a huge explosion from 150 miles away? Well, this says you could hear Krakatoa from 3,000 miles away. Inverse square law? Don't bring math up to me. You know what happened last night with imaginary numbers. I don't want to relive that. Don't bring this shit up to me right now. How far away could the artillery be heard in World War I? Under 10 miles. Okay, but what if there's 20,000 of them? This one post, hang on, this one post on news.ycombinator.com says it sounds like distant thunder, but you can hear it in the 100 to 150 mile range. This website this is something. 20,000 though? 20,000 guns Or a million tons of TNT? You really don't think you could hear it? How far away could the explosion of... What was this place called? Messines. Explosion of Messines be heard. Can I get a source on this here? Do we trust Britannica here? Is Britannica a good site? Okay, do they have a source for this then? I can find at least a handful of sources that say you could hear this explosion from 130 miles away. And I want to believe that because that's badass in like a horrifying way. Read carefully. It might say something like, according to what people said. They say, high explosive mines placed under the German lines were used to devastating effect, and the blast from the explosions could be heard in London, some 130 miles distant. Pretty sure you couldn't hear a nuke from that far, so you doubt it. How far does the shockwave of... We'll say atomic bomb. We'll say an atomic bomb. Up to 3 miles? Okay, well, hang on. Shockwaves are a lot more higher... It's like higher energy. How far away could you hear an atomic bomb explode? Nagasaki was audible to about 300 kilometers. 300 kilometers to miles. 186 miles. And how many tons of TNT was that? Okay, hang on. No, we can work this out. Which one was Nagasaki? What bomb was this? Was this Little Boy? Little Boy bomb was Hiroshima. So this was the Fat Man? Hang on, you guys are gonna want to see this. Okay. Batman TNT equivalent. 21,000 tons of TNT. Okay. All right, hang on. And now... Messines... Explosion... TNT... All right, can you get... The poor man posing for stock footage first got called fat, then got related to a nuke somehow. How many? Just tell me. Well, how much TNT? How much TNT? Largest non-nuclear explosions. I believe. I think was it Halifax? Was that the largest non-nuclear explosive like ever? Battle of what fort? I can't say that out loud. It's just Spanish. Okay, hang on. No. It's just Spanish. It's just Spanish. Wait, Andrew Jackson's Navy? Okay, maybe... Wait. Spanish West Florida? This could just be, like, Spanish language, or this could be, like, really... They could have just called this fort, like, the N-word fort. They really could have just done that. I'm not putting it past them. I'm not putting that past them. Oh, here we go. World War I. $455 tons. But that's not TNT. What's the equivalent? 455 tons of ammonal explosive to TNT equivalent. Please. Guys, we're going to have to settle for 455 tons. Okay, so let's math this out here. We're not going to do that because I have no idea how you would go about that. 21,000 tons at, what did we say, 180 some miles to 455 tons. Hang on, I gotta like write this down or something. Let's say that these are just ratios. They're not. They're not ratios because there's I'm sure there's more there's like exponential equations involved here, but for the purposes of this discussion, 21,000 over, it's like 185 miles or something. 455 over X. What am I actually have no idea what I'm trying to calculate here. $113, 455 divided by 113. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to solve for here. Anyhow. This is a new segment. It is. Hang on, guys. I gotta pee. We're gonna take a real quick... We're gonna take a real quick break and then come back with our minds readjusted for the game. We had a tangent. I mostly learned what I wanted to learn, but we're gonna take a real quick break. And to do that, I actually have to find like a new... I need a new sad song. Video is no longer available. Video unavailable. Video unavailable. This one works. Okay, what is this from? Golden Sun, the game? The tangent must continue? We'll find more. We'll find more. If we're lucky, maybe this even covers that big explosion. I don't know if it will. Probably not. But it could. I'll be right back. Alrighty. We're back. Let's get to it. Was that the Wurst house? Do I know what that means? Wurst? The dog wants water. Sausage. My mind was thinking that way. Wurst. Bratwurst. That's... You know what? That's what it was. Bratwurst. Like, I was faintly leaning in that direction, but I couldn't think of why. Because that image is very much not a sausage. It's like a soup or something. Currywurst? Wurst house. Oh, there's the sausages. Okay. Find 5 historical items. Achievement unlocked. Is there one for getting all of them? Because gosh darn it, this game's probably not that hard to 100%. Photo frame. Even though photography was not widespread, many soldiers had their photos taken before setting out for war. Professional prints were developed on photo paper and applied to a hard backing to prevent tearing. Some photos were directly printed as postcards, especially group conscript photos.
Emil? Huh? Cow. Ah, cow. Marie, est-ce que ça va?
Dearest Papa, we live in a climate of uncertainty. Germans use the people of Saint-Mihiel as human shields against the French bombings. I hope the Germans treat you well, and that your wound has healed. Your grandson sends you kisses. I sent you a picture of him. All my love. Please write soon.
Verdammt! Adieu, Karl.
Kamerad! Jammer dem kurz! Schlapp her!
I actually didn't know. They mentioned it early on in the game, and that's kind of one of the plot points that, that character... Who is that guy? What was his name? Actually, I didn't know that, at the start of the war, all of the Germans got sent out of... They got kicked out of France. I know that's not it's not uncommon. Especially, like, early on, before the modern era here. I don't know, I hadn't heard that mentioned very much before. We did get new diary entries that I neglected to notice. August 21st, 1914. What voice did I give this guy? I don't know. Emil, there! Right in front of me, sprawling on the ground. Why did his regiment have to come up against mine? I hope he pulls through. He's one tough cookie. I must find out what POW camp he's been taken to. Oops. September 7th, 1914.
I missed them by a whisker. It won't happen again. My younger brother's letter was sweet. It gave me a real boost. It's good he's back in the States, miles away from this nightmare. That kid has a knack of getting himself into trouble.
Yeah, I read that one. September 25th, 1914. Today, the Germans invaded Saint-Mihiel. Fortunately, the troops spared the farm. I took shelter in the cellar with Victor. Now what's going to happen? The voice is going to hurt if he has a lot of dialogue. It will. It absolutely will. But I don't think he does. Real. Oh, I need to heat the water first. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Merci.
Merci. What languages did France evolve from? Because France is like really different from German and like Germanic stuff, right? And it's in a pretty similar area. What were their like ancestral parts called? You got the England was like the Normans, right? The Normans. Who were the Normans? Anglo-Saxons. Normandy was actually, I mean, that was France. Latin? They're Latin? Fuck, guys, it's been too long since we played EU4. I don't remember all of this. Europe has Latin, Germanic, and Slavic languages for the most part. Okay.
C'est bien, c'est bien.
Pet the dog. Good doggy. Achievement unlocked. You play action completed. Get that garbage off the screen. You're actually ruining the game for me. Fucking pig! Ah! I have to help him. He's blocking the way. Hang on, I'm just looking for artifacts. I think Turkish has some relation to Arabic. That sounds probably correct. Good doggy.
What? Honey. Yeah.
Can I have that? Thank you.
What?
Come here. I need you to come over here, little fella. Oh, no, I don't. Action! Guys, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna. That guy just beneath me there in the background is like doing a Family Guy death pose. You see that? He's doing like a Family Guy death pose. I gotta really think about this one. Oh, I didn't have to hold it. Hang on, that cannon's massive. It looked massive, and that actually reminded me of, fuck, what was it? Oh no, hang on. Neo Tokyo was it this guy? Hang on. No, I don't think it was. Was it this guy? Yes, Otomo. Guys, if you haven't seen 1995's Memories, specifically Cannon Fodder was really interesting. That one's cool as hell. In a walled city perpetually at war, everyone's livelihood depends upon maintaining and firing the enormous cannons that make up most of the city. That one is... I actually don't know... There's like a lot of cool... There's a lot of interesting like animation and like art style facts about that I can't speak on. But that one's a really cool... It's a little... Memories is an anthology of three different, I want to say maybe 20 to 40 minute like videos that are unrelated to each other. The other two are also good, but Cannon Fodder specifically, I really like the vibe of. I very much recommend that. Memories, 1995. What the hell? Oh, no, wait, no. Oh, I didn't check the other side. There's probably something over there. Darn it. Oh, there's probably something over there. Wait, do you see that, though? There's an item. Hang on. Fuck, we have to have something... We needed something to throw at it. Darn it. We're not going to get that one either. Can I reset? Son of a gun. Can you go in that hole, dog? What was the controls? Dog mode? No, it doesn't let me do dog mode here. Darn! Darn it. We probably missed 2 collectibles. Which wouldn't be a huge deal, except the collectibles have like lore attached to them that I find interesting. Well, okay, hang on. The cross is next up, so we didn't miss anything yet. Valiant Stories Contest Memorabilia. Lace tightener made by Corporal Lucien Dufourmentel, great-grandfather of Benoit Tedris, from a melted-down cartridge case. Lucien served as an electrician in a searchlight division whose mission was to illuminate enemy positions. Many thanks and congratulations to our winner, Benoit. Give me a throwable.
What?
Throw the dog. I throw the dog. You got something? Throwable? Yeah. Here, gimme, please. Please never buy a dog. They're too expensive anyway. I couldn't afford to take care of a pet on my own. Crucifix. The majority of soldiers believed in God, and some wore symbols of their religion. War offices had to make provisions for different religions, and a variety of religious ceremonies was performed at the front by different faiths. Priests, vicars, and rabbis offered succor and compassion to soldiers. Muslim soldiers from colonies were organized into separate battalions for practical reasons, and their beliefs were also respected. Halal food was provided, as well as Muslim funeral services. What are vicars or vicars? Clergy member in some Christian denominations, acting as a representative or deputy of a bishop or a parish priest. Difference between priest and a... How do you pronounce this? Vicar? It is vicar, okay. A priest working with or in place of the pastor of a parish is called a vicar or curate. I don't know, they're priests, whatever. Oops. For the purposes of this stream, they're priests. Sorry to my Christian fan base. But if you guys watched my EU4 playthrough, you'll know that I'm not well versed on my religious histories. Oops. Comedy landmine? I wouldn't even call those... I don't know if I would call those landmines, even. These are just... artillery shells. Right now we're 4 for 4. Compass. Soldiers used compasses to gain their bearings in open countryside. They were used in conjunction with the HQ map. Orienteering was the reserve of officers and non-commissioned officers who issued soldiers with directions. Food. No! 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 Oh!
Au pied.
No! Why would you do that? Minutes earlier on the other side of the front.
The British troops continued their attack on Neuve-Chapelle. Their next objective, take back Port Arthur.
You American, over there, over there. Yeah. Sir. Yes, sir. Come on, boys, let's go.
Do you guys remember what rifle? Hang on. Can I go back? Garwal rifles. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not a type of rifle, seemingly. The Garwal rifles are an infantry regiment of the Indian Army. The Royal Garwal Rifles. Okay. So the Indian arm of the British Army. No, not hints. Anything new? Not currently. Uh-oh. Keep your eyes peeled for any collectibles. We actually... Okay, cool. We did get those. French coins. All troops were paid in their country of origin's currency and paid compensation in the local currency. The British earned 1 shilling a day, around 3.2 pounds, or $5.40 in nowadays currency. And this game was made in 2014, so you got to take into account 10 years of inflation. The standard King's Shilling and 20 francs every fortnight. These 20 francs had a face value of 40 pounds, roughly 50 euros or $70, and were used as the main currency with the locals eager to barter whatever few goods they could trade. Business always prevailed, so locals near the combat zone would agree on payment in foreign currencies as well. What is he? What is 232, huh? 2. 3.  Oh, hang on. So you need 2 here. TNT, actually, the British used Actually, the British used, the British used, ammonal, not TNT. Although I believe it had TNT in it. Something like that. I don't know. Guys, I'm not an explosives engineer. The kukri knife. The kukri knife was used by the Gurkhas, the British unit comprised of colonial Indian troops. This Nepalese weapon was standard issue and became a symbol of the Empire forces. Its heavy, thick, and curved blade was designed for striking as well as cutting. Chat says, oh, he jumped down. I was half expecting him to stay up there too, just for like... They were gonna do like a... Not comedy. I wouldn't see this game doing something for comedy. No! Shoot the tractor before it crushes a meal. Achievement unlocked. That means you could fuck up.
Merci, right. Huh? Merci, mon ami. Du regner. Calories for no. Yeah, come this.
Amidst the never-ending attacks and counterattacks, Freddy and Emile hunted the elusive Baron and his regiment in Ypres.
In Ypres. April 22nd, 1915, Ypres, Belgium. Gas. Can people actually die in this game? I doubt it. I think it's just a story. I don't think it's like Walking Dead. I don't think it's like a Telltale game. You just go to the last checkpoint.
1915, chlorine gas was used for the first time by the Germans.
No, little buddy, you're a little eager. You gotta hang on here. Hang on now. Looking for collectibles. New lore, sorry, my bad. The Battle of Ypres. Ypres was a key strategic town in Belgium, especially for the British. It was the gateway to the north and thus to Britain. Canadian troops were deployed in the front line and they proved their endurance and dependability in combat to the Allies. 6,000 Canadian lives were lost in the battle in April 1915. Can you guys keep it down? I'm reading. First gas attack. April 22nd, 1915 at Ypres. Came the first gas attack in history. 5,730 cylinders of chlorine were opened by the Germans in favorable winds. Chlorine gas caused burns to the eyes, skin, and lungs, even through clothes and rubber boots. The effects were devastating. The only defense found by the Canadians was to cover their noses with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Zeppelin bombardment. Zeppelins were invented in 1900 by the German Count von Zeppelin, but the first long-distance flight didn't take place until 1908. Zeppelins weren't much slower than the aircraft of the period and were first used in reconnaissance. They could also fly at higher altitudes, so from 1915 they were used to bomb civilians in London and Paris. Dogs of war. It is estimated that by 1918, the Germans had employed 30,000 dogs while the Allies employed 20,000. Dogs were recruited from dog pounds and the police force, while many families also enlisted their pets. Dogs had a number of roles as sentries and scouts in postal liaison and equipment transport, in locating casualties and explosives, and as mascots. The main breeds deployed were German Shepherds, Doberman Pinschers, and Bouviers. Bouviers. These guys are like really furry. Those guys in the background should really get a room. I know, I wanted to take a moment just to listen to it. Close my eyes. Just like pained grunting. And that makes me uncomfortable. Guys, I've seen some fucked up movies in my lifetime that probably shouldn't have been made. They really didn't need to be made. I died. Chlorine gas is invisible. There's no way I could have known. And I think, is it odorless?
On April 22nd, 1915, chlorine gas was used for the first time by the Germans.
Chlorine is not odorless, so chlorine gas, I'm gonna guess, might not be. But what do I know, actually? I've never been in a gas attack. You got it, bud? Good boy, he's so smart. What a G. New diary unlocked? I forgot to look. I'm sorry. March 10th, 1915.
On the march to Belgium, where this damned regiment is stationed. I'm not alone, at least. I met a funny old French farmer guy, Emile.
Oh, excuse me.
Doesn't say much, but if I understood right, his son-in-law's German. How crazy's that? Not a day goes by that I don't dream of you.
And he's dreaming of a meal? March 10th, 1915. I'm gonna give this guy a little German boy accent. At last I found a meal. That's not German. Just moments before the shell started flying. I hope he's managed to dodge the bombs. The letter he showed me filled my heart with joy. Marie is well and Victor is growing up. That's all that matters. I think it hurts your nostrils and airways, so you definitely know it's there. Yeah, you probably would notice when you start, like, dying. Most people, I feel. You just have a general European accent. I do, yeah, I do. Well, that one's more like... That one, I would say, is like Northern European. That one's pushing like Scandinavian. You do that for any accent? I gotta practice, you know? What if I get really good at this accent, then I can start doing others. Whoa! There's something over there. Dutch learning stream tomorrow. You're gonna have to lay it on real thick so that I can pick it up. Canadian identification tag. At the start of the war, Canadian identification tags were formed by a large aluminum disc, which was because they were an emergency issue and had a unique shape. They were soon replaced by standard British tags, as were those of all British Empire forces.
Hey, watch.
Come here, boy.
Watch. Up. Watch, watch.
Yes.
We found the gas production chamber. I gotta figure out what they want from me here. Urine-soaked claw. The only defense against a gas attack, before masks were introduced, was to cover the nose with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Urine reacts with chlorine directly in the handkerchief to form less noxious products, limiting the effects. It was not the most hygienic solution, but it was always better than a lungful of hydrochloric acid. If you need to use one of those, urine trouble. Spelled urine. That's it's actually a play on spelling there. Good one, chat member. What do they want me doing here?
What? Fuzzy.
I guess I did that part.
Hey, watch. Ah.
I like the little sound cues they give when you do something right. It reminds me of LA Noire. A game that I never beat because my save got bricked in like one of the last chapters of the game. Damn, LA Noire was good though. I don't know why they never made another.
Come on, man. Emil, let's go.
Where's the dog? Hey, where's the dog though? We're not gonna... Oh.
Emil, let's go.
Sometimes something good doesn't need a sequel to bring it down. Here's the thing though, I trust Rockstar to make phenomenal games. They may... I know Rockstar has huge issues with the culture. And I can't defend that, right? I know they have terrible, like, crunch culture. I'm not going to speak for the rest of their working conditions. But at the very least, they do make phenomenal games. Like actual groundbreaking. Like, they're top of the line, right? Rockstar, for what it's worth, still develops top of the line games. You could make that argument that Red Dead 2 never needed to be made, and I'm sure people did. People did say that. They're like, what the hell? Who's this new... I remember when Red Dead 2 was announced and, like, not released yet, people were like, who the fuck is Arthur Morgan? Piece of... What the hell? I want John Marston. Why isn't John Marston the main fucking character? And then Red Dead 2 came out, and it was... I mean, that's my favorite game ever. Beyond phenomenal. If Rockstar wanted to make LA Noire 2, I'm fully confident that they could make a good game. Doggy, get in here! Oh my god. You just got a face full of that.
Emil, hurry up!
I'm trying. What do you got there, bud? A Belgian shako. The Belgian army's distinctive shako or shako. Shako resembled a top hat with a rim replaced by a visor. The shako was replaced by the sire cap, a soft cap with flaps that could be pulled down over the ears. The cap was called the sire because Belgian soldiers massed behind the river Saire to hold off the German advance. My Euro viewers, how do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce either of these words? Could be the case the devs were confident there's more to explore in RDR, but didn't want to force out an LA Noire game without passion behind it. Wouldn't even know how to type out the pronunciation. Fuck. Do you think, like, you think every dev on there, or like, what percentage of devs have to be passionate to produce a good game? What roles need to have that passion, right? No way in hell is every dev there passionate. Or maybe it's just the way that I view things because my brain doesn't function properly that I can't find true passion in things. No way, I really am not, I don't feel confident that every, you know, hundreds of devs there feel completely full confidence, passion about creating this game. Some of them absolutely come in for a paycheck and because it looks good to have Rockstar on their resume. Isère, River Isère is what chat's given me.
Merci.
I'm sending you up, boy. You reckon the writers do?
What? Help me, Emil! What? Vas-y.
This is certainly... Okay, so this is... Neither of us can back this up necessarily. Like, on the other hand, I would believe that there are writers. I believe that they have writers who were passionate, who could be passionate about an LA Noire 2.
What? 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 Hey, yes. What? What?
How do I... Oh, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Okay. I was trying to figure out... I knew I needed to do something with it.
Thank you, my friend. Can you help? Don't worry.
Somehow we did miss 2, and I have no... I didn't see those at all. The pocket watch. Time was an important factor in soldiers' lives, and military strategies for attacks and rolling barrages were based on tight chronological synchronicity. Pocket watches were the only way to tell the time. Whoa, that's gas!
Yes.
Her name was Anna, a Belgian student living in Paris. She was hard on the trail of her missing father. For once, fate smiled on them. They were all going in the same direction. But while approaching Vimy, a German squadron spotted them.
Convinced you can't... Oh, you can't make up a good story if there isn't any passion behind it. I think they could find the passion. I think LA Noire is cool enough that they could find the passion there. I don't know how I feel about GTA stories. Oh, oops, those are where I do not want to be. I don't know how I feel about GTA stories. Whoa! But, Red Dead, both Red Deads have had incredible stories. GTA 5, I would say... I don't know. It's been a while since I played GTA 5. That game came out, like, over 10 years ago. And I haven't played through it since. Fine, but nothing special. There's the flag. I see the flag. There's a gunner there, but it's also dark out. Oh, it's a full moon. That's my fault. Night of April 22nd, 1915. How'd they pronounce it? The Labrine? Maybe they're actually speaking Belgian synonymous with gibberish. We've got some infighting here. Oh, they're dozing off. Or at least that guy was. He's not gonna shoot a dog, right? He's not gonna shoot a first aid dog? No, okay, he actually won't. That'd be psychotic.
Merci, Walt.
Get another one, boy.
Oui. Allez, oui.
Hi guys, what was that? He's trying to get something when I press A. There's something over there that he wants, but I don't know what. Was he trying to pet the dog? Or give the dog the grenade? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, fuck! You're not gonna tell me I'm like hiding. Oh, okay, okay, they're in the foreground. They seem very chill with explosions going off right beside them. I think that is quite literally life on the Western Front, yeah. If I'm being completely honest. Well, hang on. Were there any other collectibles off this direction? I bet there is. But I need a fucking dog. I need a dog. Come here, bud.
Allez, oui. Allez. Bon chien. What?
Let's go get that. Get that collectible for me, please. Get whatever that is. What is this? A periscope. To observe enemy trenches without drawing fire, officers and soldiers use periscopes, mirrors mounted in a tube that could be raised above the parapet with no risk to health. Uh-oh. What are you barking at, bud? Oh no, what did you find? I don't know. Infantryman's flask. Soldiers frequently suffered from thirst, and water supplies were far from regular. All soldiers had canteens in which they transported water, and also wine. Some also had flasks or goat skins, which were less heavy to carry. Is that him in the church tower? You're telling me... The manor, rather? You're telling me he sees all the way out here?
What?
This guy's got good fucking eyes if he can see someone crawling around in the trenches and know that it's an enemy. Uh-oh. Sick him, boy.
What?
Oh dear.
Hey, what? What? Huh?
I don't know if there's much I can do to help you.
What?
Take this dynamite and get the hell away from me. I lied. I actually need that dynamite here.
Hey, what?
Come back, please. It's one of those scenarios where not acting so suspicious would probably let you just walk right past people. Well, all right, maybe that's being maybe a little overzealous. Let's not get too crazy here. I have shackles around my legs.
What? We. What?
It's insane how little people notice if you act like you blend in.
Hey, hey.
Do you think they're going to be looking at your ankles? I think they're going to look at me in a disheveled chef's uniform, only knowing how to speak French. Wondering why I'm not in uniform. And then probably asking me for my identification. Vial of nevrosthenin. To combat problems of morale and physical fitness, Army doctors sometimes distributed nevrosthenin injections, a composite of magnesium and potassium intended to give weary soldiers a hearty boost. Nevrosthenin. Wait, can I get this? Is this a real thing? The first thing comes up is the Valiant Hearts wiki. What is this supposed to be? Oh, it's French. Hang on, I got the French wiki page translated to English. Neurasthenia. Neurasthenia is, well, no, that's an illness. I don't know, it's some French thing that I can't find a lot of information about. You could just be serving food to people. You don't have to talk. Okay, but I don't have food to give to people. I don't have food. And I look like I haven't... Well, I guess most of these guys probably haven't bathed in weeks, if I'm being honest.
What? Oh.
Do you think they had ID cards on the front line? They had dog tags. At least the British army, and I'm gonna guess the Germans had some form of identification. Let's see if they react to this. No. Hang on, I actually want to bring that page back up. Historical item, hang on. Chapter 1, historical items. Oh, there's a list. There's a list. We can actually read all of the stuff that we did not get. But the list is not in order. It's in alphabetical order. That's not helpful. That's the exact opposite of helpful. Fuck, we got new stuff. The trenches. Between the sides, there was an imbalance in trench conditions. After securing a head start in trench construction, the Germans reinforced them with iron and concrete, while the Allies had to wallow in mud. The Allies' changeover policy may be contributed to this. Allied soldiers had 7-day shifts on the front, whereas German soldiers were allocated a specific zone for an indeterminate period, giving them a chance to settle in. The Labrine. Vimy and Nouveau Saint-Vaast were two positions the Germans were quick to fortify. Here they built the Labrine, a complex network of trenches and tunnels connected to underground sleeping quarters. Allied armies unsuccessfully attempted to seize this key position on numerous occasions. Due to the huge number of casualties, in late 1915, the position was declared impregnable. Memorial to the Moroccan Division. The Moroccan Division, whose motto was "No Fear, No Mercy," combined soldiers from across French colonial Africa and the Foreign Legion. The division included Moroccan Zouaves and Tunisian and Algerian infantrymen. Zouaves. Zouaves. Light infantry regiments of the French army, composed of Algerians wearing a brilliant uniform and conducting a quick-spirited drill from Merriam-Webster. In 1915, the division seized Vimy Ridge, but in the absence of backup from Battalion HQ, they were forced to retreat after 2 days. The Moroccan division is the only division whose flags were decorated with the Legion of Honor. Naval cannons. Naval cannons were capable of firing heavy-duty 800-pound shells. Due to their weight, they were mounted on special rails for transport to firing platforms. In the event of a retreat, artillerymen were instructed to destroy the cannons rather than let them fall into enemy hands. Identification systems mainly used to identify dead bodies. Was there a punishment for not having your dog tags on you? And was that something they frequently monitored? Morocco is a French colony. Would appear so. What do you see, bud? Uh-oh. Oh. Can't I just beat his ass? I guess not. He's in the foreground. Stay there, bud. Can I use my spoon? A letter from a German soldier, 21st April 1915. Dear Andrea, we've been stuck down this hole since January, and I can't stand it anymore. I'm sick to the back teeth with living like a rat. I really miss life as it was before, strolling beneath the linden trees with you. I even miss working in the factory. All my love, your Dieter. Pretty sure you could just not have them, but if you died, no one would know. I don't think this guy turns around. What did I miss back here? Oh. Oh, I can just interact. Oh, I can interact with it. What could I... What could I do with it, though? Bless you, don't bless me. You got out of the basket. Can you come back over to the other side? Oh, I can climb over it. Oh, I'm a silly goober. Curse you, please don't do that. I don't need that. What did I do to deserve that? I'm just looking for any collectibles. Damn, I really thought that was gonna work. Do I have to throw it behind him? Yeah. Tin of sardines. Soldiers were all fed by their respective armies, but they also received parcels from back home to improve their daily lot. Tins of fish, or pate gave, gave them a more copious nutritional meal than their daily army fare. Pate gave. Did you mean? No, I didn't. I meant what I freaking typed. Show me results for what I typed. Oh, wait. Pate gave them a more copious. Pate gave them. That's not like one phrase. That's just two words. The second being common English gave. Pate. French term for a paste-like mixture, most commonly referring to a spread made of finely ground, seasoned meat, often liver and fat. I would try it. I would try it. Yeah, I'd try that. It looks like that looks like garlic bread. Pate on garlic bread. Ooh. That's like a meatloaf. If you wanted to give me liver, that's a great way to give me liver, to have me try liver. To just make it like a completely unrecognizable. It's a meat spread. It's incredible. Okay. I'd give it a shot. This even looks like... This has like nuts and berries in it. It's like slabs with nuts and berries. It's like a... Yeah, it's like meatloaf. Well, that one in particular is like meatloaf. There are other... There's like finer... There's finer spreads that are just... spreads. I'd try that. Commercial isn't that fancy. It just looks like a paste. Does the paste... I mean, if it tastes good... If I could go to the store and get a name brand thing of like pate and it tastes fine, like I'd try that. That sounds good. That sounds worth trying. Liver is really good for you, right? Oops, I forgot to put the dog in. Is liver really good for you. WebMD says liver is one of the most nutritionally dense foods on the planet. Has a lot of iron, so it's good to a certain extent. Too much iron isn't good either, though. British coins. While the war raged on, life continued and the economy too. The war economy was composed of both barter and currency systems. Soldiers purchased provisions in towns using their pay. In 1914, the pay of a British private in a line regiment was 1 shilling a day. The standard King's shilling. Obligatory deductions were made for a wife and child. 6 pence for the wife and 1 pence a day for each child. Nowadays, 1 shilling has the estimated purchase power of about less than $5.50. In 1971, the shilling was replaced by the 5-pence coin thanks to decimalization. The British were paid $5 a day for being in the army is fucking insane. Deductions were made for wife and... So you actually made... I don't know how much pence are in a shilling. But you were like, what? That's crazy. That's a plot point in Masters of the Air as well. That's a plot point. Well, I don't know the plot point, but there's a prison camp, and the POWs from other countries. I don't know if it was British, but it very well may have been because they're getting paid like pennies a day here in this scenario. So I could see it following through to World War II. But POWs of other countries would pitch in. They would pitch in for their allies of the guys making so little because they were making such an unreasonably small amount of money. That's kind of disgraceful. I actually didn't realize this was a puzzle game. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with light puzzles. I didn't actually know what I was signing up for with Get the wheel, bud. You gotta grab it. You gotta grab the... No, hang on. Go get the wheel, bud. Can you get that for me? Go get it. Go get it. He's not really getting it.
What?
Get the wheel for me, bud. Get it.
What? What? Hey, what?
He couldn't figure out the hook, I guess. Motherfucker. I can't aim low enough, I'm sorry. I could take out the gunner in the tower, but I'd be a hero if I took out the Zeppelin behind him. I missed. I don't think I can aim far enough.
Baron von Dorf had escaped again, but Emil had still managed to find medicine for Freddy.
Thank you, my friend.
They were quickly back on the road again. Their journey would take them to Reims, where they would at last pick up the trail of the elusive Baron and his Zeppelin. Narrator vaguely sounds like Giancarlo Esposito. Wait, I was gonna make a dumb joke, but I actually think... Hang on, is this who I think it is? Is this the chicken guy? Yeah! Yeah, it's Gus Fring. It does, it really does. Yeah, actually, I do hear that. It does sound like him. I thought it sounded like someone. That I've heard before. Who is, the narrator seems to be a guy named Dave Perhir. Voiced roles for TV series, Gundam, dubbed Dragon Ball, Highway Through Hell, Valiant Hearts, Heavy Rescue 401, guest starred in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic episode Father Knows Beast as Sludge.
provided narration for the video Hunting He-Who on the now-defunct YouTube channel Unis Anus. Currently owns his own company, Dave Petit Voiceovers, Inc. He was in Gregory Horror Show. I've heard of that. Wait, what the hell? Wait, what is this? I only know this because of a game. It's a TV series. Aired between 1999 and 2001? Wait, what is this? What do I know this from? Gregory Horror Show video game. Is that what I recognize the mouse, but that's it. I didn't know this was a TV show. Yeah, this guy was in a bunch of stuff, seemingly. That's cool. It's all connected. Yeah, I guess it really is. I never would have expected freaking... It all comes back to My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Let's see. Tommy, are you still here? What's Dash? Those guys are not up to anything. I haven't hung out with them in like over a week. Damn, I want to do more freaking I want to do more Dark Tide. Do you hate them? No, they've been playing freaking too late in the day for me. I gotta get up at 2 a.m. to go to... I gotta get up at 2 a.m. to go to work most days. They've been playing Factorio and Gears of War 5, and I don't have either of those. Oh, no, sorry, I do have Factorio. But, I don't know. Factorio co-op is kind of weird if you don't know what you're doing and the other people do. Because then they just kind of like do everything. Well, Dash actually was a good teacher because he would give me small tasks. He was like, do this, like do this one specific thing, figure it out, I'll come back. If there's a skill gap, you kind of just stand there. That's how it was sometimes. If they just plow ahead with it, yeah, it is kind of like weird. But Dash actually would sit me down and he's like, like, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to work on this and I want you to put together this, and I want you to put together this small section of something that I'm going to be working on. Let me check real quick. What is the... 6 to 7 hour game? We've been going for 2.5. I believe I would like to take a break from Valiant Hearts. I am enjoying the game and I'm gonna finish it. But I think I want to take a break for right now. What are all these? This is we have not even finished chapter 1. At least it shows me the... We're almost there. Okay, we're at the last section of chapter 1, it looks like. We're at the final section of chapter 1, but I kind of just want to chill out with more Death Stranding. I just want to go set up zip lines. I just want to go set up zip lines everywhere. I'm sorry. I think this is good, and I'm enjoying it, and I'll continue it. But right now, I want to either... If those guys get up to anything... I don't think they are. But I might just, we might switch over to Death Stranding and just hang out for a little longer. But I'm enjoying it. VOD viewers, thank you for joining me for Valiant Hearts. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you when we continue.